8 Goldens, wake up. It seems like there have been multiple positive reports about Luke's practice performance lately. Is he the most naturally gifted passer of all the quarterbacks? I know DJ's got arm strength over him, but is the rest all there with good enough arm strength? Is the light bulb coming on to the point of pushing Brock to be quarterback 2 and looking the part to have an honest shot to be QB1 in 2025? Corey, this is a question I think that might generate a lot of discussion in November, but man, we're going to go ahead and do it now. So let's go ahead and let's fire up that generator. Let's fire up the cameras. It's Corey Naslon on camera, everybody. It's generating discussion sparked by Cummins. Give them a follow on Instagram, everybody. CumminsLifestyle. It's all one word. They're showing you all the cool things you can do recreationally when it comes to using Onan products. That's the Onan product line with Cummins. Generators, portable batteries, portable power stations, portable generators. It's awesome. They'll be in South Bend, Indiana, November 9th. So you can hang out with them. Hopefully I'll be up there as well with Corey Clark and Jeff Cameron and Tom Lang. Let's pull the question up here on the screen, Corey. I kind of parsed it down a little bit, but it feels like right now, Corey, for me, I don't want to say all hope is lost. If they can beat Memphis, Cal's is certainly a winnable game. So is SMU. I think Jeff said on Report the other day that, 3-2 is a real thing, and who knows what happens against Clemson. But I feel like for me, when it's going to be coming down to looking at practice moving forward, man, I'm really going to be looking at Luke and his reps, because I thought he had a really nice stretch in Wednesday's practice where he was on fire in one-on-ones. And, I'm not expecting him to have a great day start to finish. But, man, if he can just stack good periods, like have a really good 7-on-7 one day, maybe the next day come back and 11-on-11, have some good throws there. It makes you feel good about what he can be, because that feels like that probably is the singular thing that can change the calculus moving forward, right? If you know you have a quarterback and you don't have to go into a portal chasing after somebody. So I think it's crucial, maybe more so than the wins and losses this year, is that if Luke Kromenhoek can live up to his lofty 5-star status.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if the season does not get turned around, that he'll have a chance to prove some stuff in actual games, that in meaningful snaps this fall. I think both of them will.
I don't know if I want that though, Corey. I think it might stunt his development though. But if you're 3-6, it's maybe worth it to throw him in the fire, you think?
Yeah, because look, you're going to have to know. Here's the reality of quarterbacking and quarterback coaching in the modern era of college football. Let's say you don't believe in him. Say you don't believe in Brock, but you think Luke is going to be a really good player, but you just don't know. And then you let him play a few games. He looks okay, but a little rattled or a little overwhelmed. And then you go get another transfer quarterback. Well, there's a decent chance Luke Kromenhoek's not on your roster in 2025. He wants to go somewhere where he can play. I think you need to know. I think football has changed to the point where you can have a good idea. Look, Brock Glenn was thrown in an impossible situation last year. He was the quarterback of the most important game of the year, where they thought he was going to go to the playoff. That it was a playoff game essentially, and he had to quarterback against a decent 10-win team with a great defense. So they were not going to ask him to do too much. And then obviously the Georgia game, it just literally doesn't count. So not literally, but in my mind, Luke Kromenhoek can go in there with a little bit less pressure, a lot less pressure, or Brock Glenn could. So let's see what that looks like. You see what it looks like, because, I do think from what we've seen in practice, he is absolutely going to be in the running for the QB competition. But you're always going to have that the pulling in your brain of, yeah, but is he ready? What's he going to look like when the lights are on? How do we know what he looks like? And he might just be an absolute gamer. He might give you enough in a game against, obviously you hope he plays against Charleston Southern, but even,
what about Florida, man? Think about that. Think
Florida.
About Lagway versus Kromenhoek, maybe the final game of the season for both of these teams.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't be surprised I certainly wouldn't be surprised if Brock Glenn plays a good bit this year. I wouldn't be surprised if the season continues to be depressing, that you see what you got with the true freshman too, because you've got to get that right. If you don't have a good quarterback play, good luck. And there is a chance that he's the real guy. He's the real deal. There's nothing I've seen. Like I'll be honest. I saw some stuff from AJ Duffy early on, and you can attest to this. So can Ira, where I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know that that's ever going to play here. I haven't seen anything close to that with Luke. Everything I see from Luke is like, yeah, man, That's a young kid, but man, he looks like he has the goods. The problem is when you ask if he's the most naturally gifted passer, not just including arm strength, it's like, man, that is an important element of quarterbacking. Obviously, we know that. But is it the most important, or is it knowing what you're looking at? No. Because I feel like it's more knowing what you're looking at. That's the most important, and we don't know how he performs on that front. Norvell probably does so far, but I'd like to see that in game before I know. But I do think that the light bulb coming on in practice would be great. Yeah. You'd really like to see some light bulb moments in the games from either one of the freshmen, honestly, because you got to go back in the portal, or one of these two guys going to have to be good. And certainly one or both of them could be good.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think all three quarterbacks almost have looked the same on the whole. Like if you look at camp, maybe DJ's a little bit better ahead of these guys, but I think at this point, Brock's ahead of Luke, almost to like preserve Luke's development because you don't want him to feel too many expectations. And I am curious to see how things will evolve as practice goes on, Corey, because there's certain periods where they'll be an 11-on-11 and DJ gets 4 reps, Brock gets 2, Luke gets 1. And I'll be interested to see if they get to a point where DJ gets 3, Luke gets 2, Brock gets 3, or DJ gets 2, Brock gets 3, Luke gets 2. And because that's the way they're going to be able to, outside of a football game, figuring out whether or not he can, be part of the future. And but hey, hopefully this is all for naught and they end up going 10-2 and they win 10 straight because DJ starts lighting up defenses left and right.
It'll just be, it's interesting because you wonder what they're going to use to base, because you're not going to go in the portal to get a quarterback unless you don't think these two guys are even going to be ready in 2025. And so it's like, are they going to use actual game time to figure out who they think will be the quarterback? I absolutely, to answer the question, I think it'll be an honest competition between those two guys, but you'd like them to have more reps than 0 this season. Right. You just like to see what it looks like in a game. They say it all the time, these coaches, like practice matters. Clearly, it's very, very important. There is nothing like real game reps to get better, and those are where the leaps happen, is real game reps. Brock got some pretty awful game reps last year, but you have to assume he grew from those. And Luke Kromenhoek, you think, would grow the more he plays. And I do think there's a chance that both of them will play a good bit. All right. Then we'll know. We'll know.
Well said. We just did it, everybody. Generating discussion sparked by Cummins, and this week it was sparked by 8 Goldens. You two get involved with this. A question of the week gets thrown into a monthly drawing for a Cummins gift bag. I think a shirt we put in there, portable battery. Shout out to our guys over at Cummins. And then obviously you get entered into the grand prize drawing at the end of the year for a portable power station or a portable generator. Your choice if you win. You got to be a member, though, of Warchant.com. So go over there, use the promo code FSU1, get involved, post your questions every single week on the Renegade Express thread. Your favorite football team doesn't stop pushing its limits on the climb to the top, and neither does a global power technology leader like Cummins. Cummins has released its new QG4000i generator and is taking it across the country to show America that whether it's turbo diesel engines or taking it easy in your RV, life is a little bit better with a touch of the Cummins lifestyle. The Own and Unplugged tour is crisscrossing the country, including a stop in South Bend, Indiana, home of Notre Dame, when the Fighting Irish host Florida State on November 9th. FSU will play like a champion. You come by and tailgate like one. Follow CumminsLifestyle on Instagram for updates, and don't forget to get involved every week in generating discussion on Wake Up Warchant for your opportunity to win free Cummins swag and a chance at a portable generator or power station. CumminsLifestyle on Instagram. Give it a follow.